Hey guys, this is Bye Bye Money, and welcome to my live trading journal with live commentary, scalping the ES, looking for only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. And it's nice to be able to scalp just for about an hour or so and make around $500 a day. And by no means will I have to make $500, but the main point is to take the absolute best setups possible. And we like to look for this setup in key entry points. We call it the first pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry, and we like to find this. We like to enter into the second entry, or we call it an A, B, C pattern in the next A leg or the second entry. We like to enter here at key areas, and then we like to find this pattern in key areas because it's such a high probable trade. It's a high probable trade because of market psychology. Whenever the market likes to make Whenever the market makes two attempts at something, it feels way more confident entering into the second attempt, or in this case, the second entry. For instance, if I bring this two-legged pullback here into the chart, we can see that we have a two-legged pullback right here with a good signal bar. And so that is an instance of the two-legged pullback on the chart. And you can find this pattern everywhere on the charts every single day. No matter what, there will always be two-legged pullbacks in every chart, in any time period. There will always be two-legged pullbacks. It's because it's part of our DNA as traders. And I like to find this setup in key areas such as moving averages, trend lines, channels, and support resistance levels. If you'd like to know more details about this setup, the two-legged pullback, there will be just links in the description below, and you can check it out, how to count legs, how to identify second entries and traps. Also, if you look at my chart, you can see that I have a bunch of numbers above and below the candles. These are leg counts. This is a script that automatically counts legs, automatically identifies two-legged pullbacks with dark red numbers and dark green numbers. And you can even see here, it tells you the next upcoming leg type, as in if it's a second entry, first entry or not, and also the leg count. And so we know that if this candle hits this diamond here, we call this a super signal, then that means it's a second entry short, also a second pullback to the downside as well. So if you want to know more details about the indicator that automatically identifies two-legged pullbacks for you, then you can check out the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. All right, that's it for the introduction. For today's video, we will be doing a live trading journal, and it's because I put a poll out yesterday, and your voices have been heard. And it seems like it's a very close tie between bar-by-bar analysis and live trading. So I decided to do live trading today. It's been a while. I've been mostly doing the bar-by-bar analysis, and personally, I actually really enjoy just trading without having to do commentary because it helps me be able to focus when I don't have to do that. And instead of constantly thinking, oh, how's this going to turn out in the video and so forth. And so I like to actually trade on my own, which I've been doing, and doing a bar by bar analysis afterwards for you guys. That's my preference, but if you guys like the live trading, I like to show also some live trading examples here. And so in the live trading examples, I trade pretty much the 2K chart, and every trade has 5 contracts, and sometimes I like to keep a runner. So four contracts for a scalp, 1 contract for a runner, and most of my trades do have a 4-point stop loss with a 1-point price target, and that's for scalping. Sometimes I modify that, but typically that's what I'm willing to risk at every trade. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope it's going to be helpful. And as always, if you like this kind of content, if this has been helping you in your trading journey, scalping, learning how to scalp the ES, give me a like and a subscribe. That helps us out a lot. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. And until next time. Alright, let's do a raw session here. Trading the 2K chart. I might switch between the 5-minute and 10K charts. And also I'll be trading 5 contracts, 4 scalps, 1 runner, and yeah, let's see how much we can make in the last hour of trading. I'm saying the last couple power hours have been sour hours, so let's hope we get something better here today. As you can see, we currently have this uptrend from here, this pivot, this pivot, this pivot, and it pretty much had confluence with yesterday's close, which is this red line. And we had this uptrend, and we broke down the uptrend, and we made a two-legged pullback, and now we're on a downtrend again. So most people probably wait for this two-legged pullback here after the breakdown, then one more two-legged pullback, then we go for the reversal here. But yeah, perfect hit actually to the T, to the tick of our last trading day's close, which is Friday. So I'm gonna get rid of a couple of these channels, too much noise. I think the most relevant ones right now are this one from this pivot, and from this pivot to this pivot. And currently we have overshot it, and yeah, let's see if we will get a bounce back here on the 10K chart. The 20 MA is currently perhaps acting as some sort of support. So right now I'm just building up the context, and yeah, see if we can make $500 in the last hour of trading here. But we'll see. It could be nothing. It could be a nothing trade, a nothing day. Really depends on what the market gives us. Alright, that's the 5-minute. Here's the 10K. This is the 2K chart. And yeah, so currently if you see on the screen, you'll see like these green and red lines. This is currently developing a trading range indicator to use along with the two-legged pullback, and I'm field testing it right now, and I'll say it's actually very difficult to program something like this because of the some of the subjectivity involved when it comes to trading ranges. But currently I'm testing it, and I'm finding that it's been pretty accurate, and so I'm gonna continue to use it. And if the worst that it can do, it can at least identify a trading range starting to develop, so you can be aware. Strong uptrend like this, all of a sudden you see 3 overlapping bars. You might not have been paying attention, but the indicator will start to map out this trading range here when these bars will start to overlap. And so and the other subjectivity in terms of how long do I keep this trading range here, how long do I when does one end, another one begin. You have some things like this that does require a little subjectivity. Yeah, I was not interested in going long there, even though it is a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. It's just way too strong of a downtrend. If anything, you have to wait for a higher low if you were to ever think about entering here. But or if it hits like a critical support. But anyways, this indicator is still being developed and testing it. And as you can see, like it mapped this out, and it continued to map out the this trading range until finally it broke out, probably somewhere up here where the indicator recognizes most likely it's not in this range anymore. And you can see that it came back down to retest it perfectly way over here. And so it's not perfect, but I think it is useful. So that's just what it is when you see these red and green lines. So as you can see, one's developing here, 3 overlapping bars. So it's like, oh yeah, like super strong downtrend. maybe you didn't recognize that you had some choppiness right here. So it's good to be aware. And just in general, it's just good to know when things get choppy, because that can change the character of the market from a trending market to a trading range market. And typically you see little signs of choppiness starting to begin. It just doesn't just go straight to choppiness. Since the market is fractal, you'll see choppiness in smaller time frames, and then that choppiness starts to affect the higher time frames. Boom! You see that big drop right to the 240 SMA. I might want a higher low here if we get a good higher low setup. Currently pretty good signal bar. H4 failure. Actually, I'm interested here. The H4 failure. H4. Okay, I'm in. H4 failure here with the runner. We have the runner here, the H4 failure. It's an H4 failure because you have a 4 here, hitting support perfectly, and a bounce came down, very good signal bar. So that's why I was interested in H4 failure with room to the trading range right here. Four-point stop loss. Just waiting for the H4. So it's like, if you didn't have the indicator, you really wouldn't probably recognize it as an H4 failure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you could just see the 4 here. Okay, hit my scalp, raising my runner 1 tick above my break even. And so let's see how many points we can get with this runner, and hopefully this could reverse strongly. I personally think it probably wants to retest up here, but we'll see. Currently at 2 points. Yeah, the indicator is helpful for that. At the spot H4 failures, you can see the 4 here, 4 pushes down. And yeah, otherwise it would be kind of difficult. I actually didn't realize it until I started recognizing that it made this spike down, hit the 240 SMA perfectly for support, and then I saw this number. I was like, okay, this is H4 failure, good signal bar, and I entered in. And I would not have been able to do that without the indicator. Also, mostly because I was trying to explain this chart right now, especially about fractals and trading ranges. Alright, so when this candle finishes, we can just raise our stop 1 tick below the candle, and we'll just keep raising it up until it hits our stop loss. Or we can simply, scalp out here. But at this point, I'm thinking, it's not worth it until maybe 4 points here. Most likely we'll get stopped out. Yep, got stopped out. Runners usually get stopped out because the market has a tendency to try to fill gaps. And so typically a gap is created when you scalp out. And so the market has a tendency to want to fill that gap. You see the high here and the low here. There's a gap there. And yeah, so market has a tendency to want to fill these gaps. And currently it's missing about 1 tick. But if it misses the gap, then that's more evidence maybe that this is reversing here. But not really interested in this too, because this will essentially form a two-legged pullback, right? You don't want to necessarily go in on the second pullback, even though it is a second entry as well, because you have this. So A, B, C, A. So that's also a second entry, as you can see. So this is a second pullback and also second entry. That's why it's good to have the color scheme plus the counts. So 212. Let's see if we can get one more good scalp here. I could have scalped out at two points, but It's a runner, so just want to see, if we can get a little more out of that. H4 failure. I know someone guarantees going to ask about H4 failure. H4 failure is a setup Albrook's coin, and essentially it's two-legged pullbacks in a row. So you have this two-legged pullback, A, B, C. That's one two-legged pullback. You also have this one, A, B, C. So two-legged pullbacks in a row, and you can see it with the 4 here, H4 failure. I was mostly interested in that because it also hit a support here. Yeah, it's also a downtrend at the moment, and I know someone's going to mention, isn't that a counter trend trade, so forth? Yeah, it is, and it is counter trend to here. But in terms of the entire day, if it's a range day, then typically you want to fade the trends, especially when you hit good support with a setup like an H4 setup. And so that's why I was interested in a trade with a very good signal bar. Just for a scalp. Okay, so we have a higher low now here. Well, not necessarily interested in the higher low because of the setup that I can create for a two-legged pullback going the other way. Am I interested here with this two-legged pullback if it does trigger? I'm not, because it's not close enough to the 20 EMA. I would love to see this. And that's where I want to see my two-legged pullback happen. This is a little too low, plus you could have some problems with the 240 SMA here. And also the bottom of this swing. And you do see a trading range developing here. 1, 2, 3 bars overlapping. And what is the market trying to do? It's trying to come back and fill up this range again. So not interested here. Look at the time frames. Very interesting now, what's happening here. We have its own two-leg pullback forming here, A, B, C, and it could create another two-leg pullback here. But I'm not interested in a long. I'm actually interested in a short here, if I can get it. But I don't know if we're gonna get it here. You see this trading range created at the bottom here. It came down and retested below it and hit it perfectly. It's a very small trading range, yes, but it is a trading range nevertheless. And currently broke beneath it with the original trend. So you're not really expecting it necessarily to go back and retest the top, which it tried to do right here. It missed it by 1 tick. So that could be potentially a bearish signal or bearishness. Panda bearishness, you might want to say. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see here. What am I waiting for? I'm oh, it's a little difficult. It's basically getting really choppy right here. It's hard to see what's going on, really, what's happening here. If you go to higher time frame, this is just one bear bar. And here as well, nothing but bearishness, in my opinion, at the moment. If anything, you could want to retest here or retest the top of this trading range. That was going on for a while. So this two-legged pullback does give you a point here. It's a lower high two-legged pullback, but I wish it was closer to the 20 EMA. I would have felt confident to enter there, but it didn't reach there quite close enough for me, and so I skipped that trade. By the way, there's a poll. The reason why I'm doing a raw session here is because so many people wanted, they voted for the live trading examples, and so doing the live sessions, there's no guarantee if I will get a trade in, but you know, it's, you know, a live trade, so you guys can hear my thoughts, and also I can't go in as depth as, or as deep as much depth as the bar by bar. Have time to talk about all my thoughts. Here, you know, I can talk as much as I can before the trade triggers, but I have a limited time. So I have the thoughts in my head, but it's kind of hard to articulate everything I'm thinking about. So I will try to. We shall see. What am I waiting for here? What am I seeing right now? I'm seeing that this downtrend, though it did break below here, this channel, it's slow. It's a slow downtrend. It's not necessarily super strong breakdown. I'm thinking this is a bear leg in a trading range, and so typically these are deep and strong, and so the pullbacks in trading ranges are very strong. For instance, this whole thing was a pullback all the way up to the top of the channel, and now we're coming back down, and typically it tries to find the target at the bottom of the channel, and then if we get a good setup near the bottom of the channel, then we'll look for a long entry here. But as you can see, we are finding some support at the 240 SMA. If I switch to 10K, you can see we're almost down to the bottom of this channel. It's pretty much the same channel we see in the 2K chart. Alright, we are finding another range right here, 3 overlapping bars. I'm thinking we're going to try to test the bottom of this trading range, but if I see a higher low before this, I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back up. I mean, the whole day, the character of the market today has just been trading range. Look at this. It's just been like so choppy. Like these, you know, zones of choppiness here are just, you know, it just tells you the character of the market, and hence the entire market ends up being in a trading range. More choppiness here at some resistance. Yep, hitting this, hitting also this, hitting also this. You know, triple resistance right there. Okay, we are breaking below these trading ranges, but that does not necessarily mean, you know, we could possibly come back up, just because when you start seeing trading ranges, you're thinking it's like loss of momentum. It's like, if a train is like going out of control, and all of a sudden you start putting all these barricades, and every time it hits the barricades, even though it's smashing through them, it's losing momentum a little bit every single time. So just imagine all these trading ranges being like these barricades where bulls are trying to step in and get in, and they're scalping out, and more and more bulls are coming in, more and more bulls are coming in, and sooner or later the bulls should overcome the bears and create a reversal. But we want the price action to tell us that. What we're seeing here, and the point of saying that is we can just see, we should be on guard. We should be anticipating, what's happening because of what price action is telling us. Right? Price action is telling us that though this is a downtrend, we are hitting trading ranges along the way. We're not getting solid bear bars all the way down. We're seeing bear bars mixed with bull bars, trading ranges, and having to go in and break out of the trading range and retest trading ranges. And so bulls are fighting, and I wouldn't be surprised if bulls are just slowly buying all the way down, for this entire trading range. They could be doing that. As much as I know, as far as I know, they could be doing that because of the market is just rangy market today, and so they're expecting, yeah, we can go down, but it's probably not gonna go down that much because yeah, the character of today's market. All right, let's see here. I'd like to get in one more trade if I can, but I cannot force anything here. I am seeing this. So we had this trading range. Let me get rid of this guy, creating kind of a lot of noise. This channel, it's broken down. So I created another channel with a breakout channel, basically the breakdown of this channel. And I wanted to see if we can make a higher low, and also typically we want to have enough room before we hit this. And so this itself was able to scalp out. That tells you the character of today's market, right? If this can scalp out, while we're on this downtrend on the very first, right, just reversal here, they're not even waiting for a higher low. You have to get a sense of what the market is telling us, or what the market is doing. Kind of have to have a sense of what the market is, I guess. I don't know, feeling in a sense, right? Is it feeling bearish? Is it feeling bullish? Is it feeling like a trading range? Trending? So if this was a bearish market, this should not have happened, right? This good signal bar making a scalp, easy scalp, right, on its first, reversal off testing this trade bottom of this channel, this trend line. Again, for this pivot, and that's where we are right now. We're right here, and we're finding support. We're finding support at the support resistance because of the character of the market today. It's been choppy. We do have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bear bars in a row. But you see within the bear bars, when you see these long wicks, that means on a smaller time frame, these are pullbacks or trading ranges. So when you see these wicks, even though they're above the candles, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bearish. It actually means that there are bulls now fighting here. That's what's happened on the smaller time frames. That's what we can see, right, in the 2K chart, even the 1 minute chart. But I don't really trade the 1 minute chart. I have it on here, but I don't really trade. I just use it to look at the structure within the 5 minute. Alright. We're developing a higher low here. And notice that we have broken that out of this trend line. What we need to wait for, we cannot bank on a reversal. Like if you took this trade, that's, in my opinion, might be a little risky, because you're just not sure if this will reverse. This can keep going down. So we need to see, after this has broken out of this trend line, we need to see actually another two-legged pullback to retest these lows, to see if truly that the market wants to reverse here. And so we need a lot of price action to happen now. We do have one pullback here. We need one, we need a second entry here for this two-leg pullback, but also it will be the second pullback if we can get it. So we need another two-legged pullback here to retest these lows. See if we get it here. Just waiting, you know. I'll say more than 90% of trading is waiting, just waiting for your setup. Just being patient. So waiting here, just waiting. The last 30 minutes of trade, or the last hour of trading for today. Oh, like one more scalp if we can get it. If not, then it's okay. We have tomorrow is a new day. Just waiting. Micro double bottom here with a higher low. Higher low. This low is higher than this low. But I already mentioned I'm waiting for an entire two-legged pullback to happen first before entering. And I doubt we'll be able to get it. I doubt it. But we shall see. Just waiting here. Just watching this. Okay, it broke down. Let's see what happens here. I'll wait for this two-legged pullback to form before adjusting my trend line, because this could just be a false breakdown here. Of course, not interested here. Okay, so we're back at the top of this trend line because we bounced off here before. How difficult is that to find? How difficult is it to enter a trade like that? This market is vicious. It's choppiness here, choppiness all the way down. Goodness gracious. Vicious market, in my opinion. The market is vicious, man. The market is out to get your money. It's going to make you earn every single dollar. It's not for the weak at heart. I'll just say that right now. Trading is not for the weak at heart. Let's see here. Curious what's going to happen here. We still haven't got our two-legged pullback, what we're waiting for. Look, again, it scalps out on just another reversal, showing you weakness of this downtrend, possibly turning into a trading range, a wider trading range. Okay. Actually need one more leg down for the two-legged pullback. This is how a very confident trade I would feel. I'll wait for a two-legged pullback. After the breakout, I'll wait for a two-legged pullback. After this two-legged pullback happens, I actually want to enter into the higher low. So I actually, after this, I wanted to produce something like this, and I'll be interested here. I know that's a lot of forward thinking, but that's the setup that I'm looking for. After it breaks down here, I wanted to reverse up and create a second entry. And I'm still not interested in that second entry. I am actually interested in the second entry after that if it's a higher low. But let's see if we'll even get that. I have no idea. It's a game of waiting right now. Just waiting. What can you do but wait? Okay. So second entry could happen here. And I'm not interested in this second entry because you can tell it's a second entry because it's a dark green number and dark green diamond. But so this is the super signal. So some people ask like how to use this, how to read this. Essentially, it just tells you the next leg and the next leg count. It tells you the leg type and also the leg count. So that means that if it hits this diamond, the market reverses, hits this diamond at this. If this market as it is, if it does reverse right now, it will essentially trigger a second entry because it's dark green, and also it'll be the second pullback, second bull leg up. Just waiting here, sitting on my hands, nothing here for me to trade at the moment. Creating a double bottom here, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches here, essentially, on the body touches. This is why bar by bar is nice, because you basically get the same analysis, a little more depth, but at the same time, I can go bar by bar. I don't have to wait here. You don't have to wait 30 minutes for this to trigger. And that's one of the benefits of the bar by bar over the live scalping. The only thing about live scalping is that you can actually see like the trades entered and my facial reactions and things like that, and it's only, I don't know, I guess that itself, I mean, also obviously there's like some sort of emotional benefit you get, a satisfaction you get when you see a trade actually happen where there's money involved and someone makes money. That actually, that is a part of the human experience, and so I understand that is beneficial. So there's some advantages, disadvantages, but bar by bar, nice thing about it is I don't have to sit here and wait for this to develop. Okay, I already told you my setup. Let's just see if it happens. So an entire two-legged pullback happened after this breakout. It was a false breakout, but two-legged pullback happened. Typically, I like it when the false breakout happens above the 20 EMA. And then I like to count my two-legged pullback afterwards. But yep, not interested in this one. Interested in the higher low second entry. So it'll look something like this. I'm more interested in this if we can get it. And the reason being is because I believe we're in a trading range day. And there's evidence of that even right now, where this scalped out a point. Like this signal bar, terrible signal bar, scalped out a point. And just when things like that happen, you gotta think, okay, we're probably in trading range. When things happen that they shouldn't happen, most likely trading range. So I'm looking for my higher low now. I need this pivot to not go below, but to stay above the previous pivot. If we can get it. Also, I need this pivot to stay below this pivot in order for me to keep my second entry. It almost broke above it, so almost lost my second entry, higher low. And has a high chance to, obviously, okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. I need a good signal bar, decent signal bar, but this is a higher low setup. This is exactly what I was looking for. And the reason why I was looking for a higher low setup after the two-legged pullback is because I believe we're at the bottom of the trading range, and I want to get into the reversal here. Okay, the signal bar is pretty terrible at the moment. Let's see if we can get a nice hammer here. I don't know. But we shall see. The higher low here. Let's see if we get it. Okay, it's reversing. Reversing. Okay, I'm in. Went for a scalp. Hopefully plus more. Let's see if we can get it. Getting ready to move my stop loss at break even. There's my scalp. Break even. Plus one tick. And come on, keep me in my runner. Lost my runner again, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. But that was my higher low setup I wanted. I came in with a small retracement, increased my chances to scalp out. Let's see if we get a trap here. Maybe interested in this trap if it does happen. Interested in this trap if it triggers. It's a failed second entry. Short. Okay, I'm in. And so you can see that this is a failed second entry short by A, B, C, A, and this A leg makes less than a point, and it reverses and traps. It's an outside bar trap, but the trap triggered once it broke above the previous candle's high. So I'm banking on the failed second entry, giving me a point here. And this is all based on the premise that I think we're at the bottom of the trading range and we're making higher lows here. And so I'm expecting reversal here. And hopefully this reversal can give us a nice runner, but we'll see. If not, it's okay. We let it go. Alright, so now we're sweating. What's going to happen here? Oh, should I reverse this trade? Nah, I'm okay here. I might go in with another position if it does reverse again. Give me a good signal bar. Let's see here. The trap actually hasn't triggered because I don't have the outside bar reversal turned on. I actually don't have it on personally. And hence this is the reason why, because sometimes it doesn't work out. So we'll see here. I'll double up my position if we get a good signal bar here. Ooh, doji. I'm chilling. I'm just chilling here. Might be interested in this short. I might reverse it here if we come down. For a two-legged pullback with a lower high. So at this point, I'm gonna reverse my position if it hits this, and I'll come down because there's a two-legged pullback with a lower high after showing downtrend. So we'll see if we get this here. Thinking retesting the lows here, but this is my trade at the moment. I'm gonna reverse my position if it does happen. Okay, so I reversed my position, and I don't know what happened to my you know what, I didn't set up. Okay, well, I'm just going to manual close this one. Manual closing that one. Wasn't sure how much I was making there. I lost my because I switched my position. It just lost my what's this set to? Keeps. That's a shame. I could have made more. I panicked because I didn't know where my stop and profit targets were. My targets were. That's a shame. Unfortunate that had to happen, but it's okay. Breakout, two-legged pullback, terrible signal bar. Yeah, also a nice benefit about bar by bar is I can like slow down. Like here, it was very hard to map out for you because I actually have to trade it. You know that this is a lower high two-legged pullback, and right off the 20 MA. So I just I don't have time to do all this and talk and trade all at once. So bar by bar, gives me the luxury to do that. But I reversed my position, but man, it's a shame that it got all messed up. Okay, so here's the breakout with the two-legged pullback, and I might be interested here with a higher low again. So breakout above the 20 MA this time, and now we have a B, C pattern, potential second entry, but I want this second entry with a higher low. I want this one instead. So after this second entry triggers, I want basically enter in a dark red 2 or dark green 2, sorry. And it's almost the end of the day, and that might be it for today. It's a shame. Could have made more, but it's all good. You live, you learn. It's amazing. So I lost my second entry higher low. I could still enter into a higher low like this. If it gives me a two-legged pullback like this, then I could potentially go in with a double bottom basically here. But we'll see if we get this set up. Ooh, a nice two-leg pullback on a 10K chart. Strong signal bar. Enough room to the top of this range, but hasn't triggered yet. Might be interested in this second entry on the 10K chart. But we'll see. Okay, this might create what I wanted. Sort of doubt. I feel like it's gonna just break, make a new low. Okay, double bottom at this moment. If it gives me something like this, I'll be very interested. Higher low here, but a lot of price action has to go my way in order for this to happen. And we only got 5 minutes left. So okay, made a new low. Lost that two-legged pullback. No longer interested in this. Double bottom here. This makes a perfect scalp at the moment. I mean, if it gives me this, I'd be interested, but I don't know if it'll happen. Let's see if it'll happen. I doubt it. If it does, it'll be my last trade of the day. Starting to create a wedge now. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 pushes down. All right, so higher low second entry will be up here. For now, it's priming up my order. Let's see if we get it. Get my higher low second entry. It'd be incredible. But let's see if we get it. Okay, now it's not a higher low. It's simply just a two-legged pullback. But also at the bottom of this wedge. Strong downtrend at the moment. Basically a spiking channel. No go. No go there. Okay, unfortunately, because the trade got messed up, I ended up only about 237.50 up this trading session. And yeah, yeah, beggars can't be choosers. Kind of just take what the market gives you. Potentially interested in something here. Should wait. I want a higher low. If we get a higher low, I'll be interested. Okay, potential higher low here. Signal bar is not that good. Jeez. Come on, film me. It's already lost. It's already lost. It's already lost. You already made a point here. The higher low. Okay, we're gonna trap out here. is this? Look at the 10K chart. It's a silly looking chart. Okay, I'm in. That's a trap. That's why I was interested in this. It's fail second entry. Fail second entry short. So again, very difficult to see without the indicator, but I have the indicator, so it's very easy. A, B, C, and this A leg fails to make a point, so reverses and scalped out for a point there on the trap. And that leaves us up at 487. One more trade. One more trade in this craziness at the end. Woo! Alright, forget it. And higher low. Give me a higher low. Higher low. Okay, I'm in this trade. Got 4 points here. My best trade might be at 4 o'clock. If we get a runner here. Alright, let's just let this ride until end of the day. Why not? Oh, it's 2 points. Alright, let's get a good runner. This is after regular trading hours. It's 4 o'clock EST now. We got 3 points. Let's see here. 4 points. I'm okay with 4 points. How about you guys? I'll take 4 points. 4 points or go home. Alright, I'm out. Alright, 887.50. Okay, I'll take that. Jeez. It's got crazy at the end, but I kept taking the lower or higher lows here. And was able to take advantage of the higher lows. So trap trade here, higher low here. That's it for today. Man, the last 10 minutes is basically where I made most of my money. So yep, power hour, sour hour, little mix of both, sweet and sour. And as always, hope that has been beneficial, and happy trading and God bless.